This is collecting evidence for Unit 328, maintaining ICT systems. We're looking at Learning Outcome 2.2 and Learning Outcome 3.1, 3.3, 3.4. Okay, Aaron. Right, so you created a maintenance schedule for me, which included a number of things. So let's just go through some of them. So what are we looking at here?
Here is the antivirus that we dish out to all workstations involved with WorkNet, whether it's the clients and us ourselves.
Okay.
On the screen at the moment, you can see the auto update setting that's on Sophos, which once you're a valid license holder, they give you a link. So you, if an update is to arise, it automatically installs on the system, given the fact that you've got an internet connection. To do this, you need the username and password, which is unique to a company.
And is that your kind of license in effect?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so they recognise that as your license key, if you like. Okay, so you're showing there that it's automatically set to update itself. Okay, just come out of that screen. Okay, just talk me through this bit here. What's that all about?
Okay, this is the status bar, so it shows you when the last update was. So it shows you if anything's been downloaded, what the product version actually is. So whether or not it is the latest version that has updated successfully.
Okay.
And above it's got the items in the quarantine. So if, for instance, it picks up on any malicious content or just content in general that Sophos doesn't believe is safe, it will store it in the quarantine for. It doesn't actually delete it. It means that we've got to go in and verify whether or not it's safe or not.
Okay.
If it's not, then we can clear the list. If it is, and it's just come from a source that Sophos hasn't picked up on, then we can release it from the quarantine and allow it onto the machine.
Excellent. Okay. So if we just look at the screen there, it says scan my computer. I'm assuming, what would you use that for?
Just to check whether or not there is any current viruses or malware.
So give me an example as to when you might do that for a customer if they've come to you.
So if the machine's running slowly or if you're getting a lot of redirections, then we bring up Sophos and scan the machine to check whether or not it does pick up on anything.
So even though you've got it to automate, it might, I suppose, be a period of time where it's missed that last scan.
Yeah.
It's come through the door and you're able to rescan it. What's listed under scans? Does it do? Does it show scans that have occurred?
On the machine. So again, you can set it so it scans automatically.
I see. Right.
Or you can. Where it says scan my computer, that's doing it manually.
Okay, so that's just setting it up really, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah. And also on this you can see that there's an updating log which shows you everything that's been downloaded.
Good, right, okay, excellent.
So if there is any problems, then you can have a look at this and basically get in touch with Sophos.
Good. Good. Okay, lovely. Right, so that's antivirus. Let's have a look at Windows updates.
Okay, so Windows updates on our machines, we generally, on our workstations, we install updates automatically. Every day to ensure that it's up to date. Although it says it's set at 9 o'clock, we probably should do it earlier so it's done before we start work.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so with your customers, you actually did it, you said you do it on Saturdays, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason behind doing it on Saturday is for if an update does cause some sort of problem on the machine or the server, it gives us a day, which would be Sunday, to work on what the problem is and get it up and running before office hours open on a Monday.
Yeah, definitely makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, but realistically, from the end user's point of view, this is all they see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your WSUS server, which you don't actually have access to at the moment, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so who looks after that in the office here, the WSUS server?
That would be the line manager, Dan.
Okay, fine. So he would look after it. Good.
Correct.
Okay, fine. And then I think finally you've got your monitoring system. So tell me a little bit about this.
Okay, so as you can see here, these are all the companies that we provide network support for.
Mm-hmm.
And we call it a quick ping monitor. So in the background there's a continuous ping going to each of the company's like broadbands.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if the line was to drop, then the colour, the circled colour would change to red.
Right.
And the monitor would make a noise to try and divert our attention to it, because obviously we're providing broadband support, and if their broadband goes down, then it means they can't work because they're working on a hosted environment, which means they'd lose connection.
Quite critical, really, isn't it? Bearing in mind, as you say, what you do. So how often do you suffer those kind of problems? Is it a common one where the link drops for no apparent reason?
You would be surprised. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot of lines from Gamma, for instance.
Yeah.
It means that if Gamma was to experience a fault, then it wouldn't just be one client that would be affected. It would be a number of them, which means that we would get a lot of problems and a lot of calls through.
Now, am I seeing things, or was something yellow? Oh, there it is, yellow down there. What does the yellow... Oh, I see. Right, I wasn't seeing things. So it does go from yellow to green.
So
see
yellow,
that one there? Yeah, what's yellow telling us?
Indicates.
Ooh, ooh.
Yellow indicates packet loss.
Right, and now we have reds.
So it means the line's actually dropped.
Okay, that's quite handy for this, isn't it? So we can actually see this in action. Right, so who's going to jump on that?
That would be one of the other engineers.
Right, okay, wow. So can you see anything behind it? Or is it just that? Is there anything behind there?
Okay, there possibly could be a Gamma fault, because the majority are Gamma lines are dropping. Okay.
So sorry, I think I interrupted you when you said, what did yellow say? Lost packet you said, wasn't it?
Yes.
Drop packet. So again, it might not be critical, might it? Just might be a time issue.
Yeah, there's still a valid connection.
Yeah.
It just means that they're not getting what they should be.
Okay, hang on, I'm just going to move this here because I didn't have the video on the colour scheme. So there you are, you can actually see that at this very moment in time, there are lines dropping quite a bit there, and
Correct.
your engineer's probably jumping up and down. And you're right in what you said, it's quite a bit of Gamma, isn't it? So Gamma are what? They're a provider, are they?
They are, yes.
Okay. So what would the engineer do in this instance? Would they jump on it and speak to Gamma, or...?
Not necessarily. I mean, in some cases, it could just be a problem with our quick ping monitor.
Right.
However, if it's backed up through an email, then we know that there is a problem. So if I just have a check, as you can see,
Oh, yes.
there has been lines that are dropping.
Right.
So we get an email to say whether or not the IP address is down and when it comes back up.
Okay, yep.
So it tends to be the same client that's got a problem, which it is a common problem that is being worked on
Right.
at the moment. But with regards to all the other lines that are meant to have dropped where we haven't got a notification through. It could just mean that the quick ping monitor isn't doing its job correctly.
Right,
which
okay.
means it
So-
might need a reboot.
Yeah, so it might be alarming you, but not necessarily for the right reason.
Correct.
So you have to know that fact, otherwise you'd react very quickly, or you'd react in a different way, I suppose. Good, okay. Final one then. You mentioned that when a backup fails, you'd get an email. So are you able to show me the kind of email that you might get? Wow, quite a few there then.
Yes.
So just take me through. So you've got success as well as...
Well, we haven't. Okay, so a common one. As you can see, we get a fault email that comes through. So this was actually an incremental backup
Right.
that did run,
Right,
and it failed for the reason that access was denied, which
Okay.
could mean that there could be an encryption on the files, meaning that it couldn't actually back up.
of course.
And for this reason, it should be getting investigated.
Okay, fair enough. What else have we got there?
So we also get like success.
Good, so you get
Emails
successful ones
that
as
come
well. Right, I'm just going to move the video camera. So that is a success. So you instantly know, really, don't you, whether you've got problems. Do you often have problems where maybe if you're using tape backups, the tape's just full or it hasn't been switched or something like that?
Yes. So, okay, let me try and find one. Okay.
It's a cancelled job there. Why? Yeah.
So the test runners detected a potential problem.
Uh-huh.
See the job log for details.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it's on a tape. So that's what the tape's been named.
Right.
And for the reason that it's not run, it probably is that the tape's full or the correct tape hasn't been put in.
Okay. Good. So just come out of there and job cancelled. Why would a job cancel? Where's it gone? There it is.
Okay, so again, that's with the same customer.
Right.
So a job will keep trying to run, even if it can't see the tape.
Right.
So let's just say over the weekend, if the correct tape hasn't been put in, then it would be running for effectively 2-3 days.
Right.
And even with a new tape in, it would then exceed storage.
Gotcha.
So the reason we cancel it is so it can start from scratch.
Yeah, I've got you. Good. Okay. Brilliant. All right. I think that concludes everything. So just have a look. ERR logger. What's that when it's at home? Do you know what that is? Looks like it's something to do with Exchange, doesn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Lots to do with Exchange there. So you got emails. Yeah, in my day, so you never received emails. You had to just go looking, really. But you guys have got it easy now. All right, that's lovely. That concludes the evidence then for Unit 328, Learning Outcome 2 and 3.